This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Kindness. We see it all around us. We see it when someone pays for someone else's coffee or holds the door open for another person. We see it in the smallest of gestures, like a smile or a kind word. But it's different when we turn on the news or social media. Oftentimes, what we hear about, what outlets are pushing, is the opposite of kind. Welcome to the Kindness Matters podcast. Our goal is to give you a place to relax, to revel in stories of people who have received or given kindness, a place to inspire and motivate each and every one of us to practice kindness every day. Hey everybody, hello and welcome to the Kindness Matters podcast. I am your host, Mike Rathbun, and as you may have noticed in the beginning, I am a part of the Deluxe Edition Network. This show is a part of the Deluxe Edition Network, I should say, and I am contractually and morally obligated to tell you about the Deluxe Edition's podcast of the month. This month, it is HILF. Host and comedian Don Brody takes you through the annals of history with a special guest and history subject each episode. From Dillinger to Frankenstein, from the Crusades to freak shows, Dawn brings her history degree and unfiltered sense of humor to deliver well-researched deep dives that strip history naked and serve it up raw. Also, you're going to want to make sure to check out the show notes where you'll find some links and discount codes for two companies I've partnered with. Sunday Scaries, a company that makes broad-spectrum CBD gummies, and Coffee Bros, who makes an amazing blend of coffees, and I use both of these products. They are nothing short of amazing, so check those out in the show notes. And now, let's get into the show. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Oh, you guys, I've got such a great guest on today. She has been an RN for 13 plus years, and she is currently a wellness and lifestyle coach supporting women to navigate their wellness and thrive in the skin that they're in. Please welcome to the show, Missy Kirchstein.
Yes.
Hi, Missy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good.
So happy to have you here.
Thanks
Your
for
second
having me.
podcast. I'm
Yeah.
honored.
Yeah, super exciting.
I am so honored. So, as an RN for 13 years, that means, now were you nursing during the pandemic?
Yeah, I worked in public health during the pandemic. So, that is
I can only imagine.
To be in, but I worked in a specialized program called Nurse Family Partnership. So we partnered first-time moms with their own personal nurse in my former job. So I did that.
Okay.
But yes, during the pandemic, I was in public health.
Now, does that involve going to the new mom's house?
Yeah. Yep. So I was traveling. So at the time I worked for Sauk County Public Health, which is a neighboring county to where I live. And yeah, we would travel all over the county to wherever the moms felt most comfortable meeting, but mostly it was in-home visits.
Okay. Wow. And so that's one of those things, I think because we were all, told we weren't supposed to gather or what have you. And there was a lot of anxiety around seeing people and being in close contact with people, especially if they weren't family or immediate family or that kind of thing. So I'm guessing there was a lot of masking going on.
So yeah, we shifted from probably 99% in-person visits to 99% virtual visits within a matter of days. Like, when they kind of locked everything down. So it became really difficult because some people don't do well, over video or telephone. And some people do great. So it was a shift. And then, as we learned more and people got more comfortable, there was, lots of masking, distancing, meeting outside. But, you're in Minnesota, I'm in Wisconsin, meeting outside in the winters not usually a possibility.
It's problematic.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, public places were mostly closed, so it was very interesting.
Yeah, because public places, for the most part, were shut down.
Hmm.
I mean, restaurants, bars. Not that you would meet a patient in a bar,
I
although
mean,
that could make the visit a little more
sometimes it's
fun.
where they worked, and so we have done that before. But yeah,
Have you
definitely.
really?
Yeah, yeah, we would go anywhere.
Wow. So when did you switch?
So I made the shift. So kind of a personal story. My husband is retired already and has been for 14 years, kind of a forced retirement. And so we always just kind of worked around my schedule. And when you work a nursing job and for somebody else, it gets to be a little problematic when you're needing more time off than what they're wanting to give. So um,
Right.
found nurse coaching as a certification, and it was like, oh, I could, make a 3 to 5 year plan on how I could start my own business and continue to work and take care of, people in my community. So that was kind of the idea. I certified in October of last year, just as like what's called a board certified nurse coach. Um, and my 3 to 5 year plan became a 3 month plan, and I went full time into my wellness and lifestyle coaching or nurse coaching in January. So yeah, I've been on my own since January.
Talk about accelerated.
Yeah, yeah. It was not a 3 to 5 year plan, but I was like, what's holding me back? Like, if I don't do it now, why not?
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of. It's easy, and you see those things that say, don't wait for your dreams, go get them, or you know, the best time to do something is now, and that sounds good,
Hmm.
but you're like, wait, I need some time. Nope, just go ahead and do it. I
Yeah.
was originally going to say, what made you decide to go into coaching, and why was it the pandemic's fault or something like that? But you answered it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Um,
definitely left a job that I loved, so that was not easy. And most people, don't leave jobs they love to, but again, it's a dream and you don't know unless you try. And I've learned through my husband's injury and disability and other family members' illnesses that I care for that I'm like, life's too short. How are you going to know, what's going to happen tomorrow? So
yeah,
let's just dive in.
absolutely.
The worst thing that can happen is I go and get a different, nurse job. But this is going great, so I'm not
So
thinking that.
now, while I'm so sorry. I apologize.
No, no, you're
I
good.
interrupted you.
Go ahead.
Um, while you're coaching, are you at the same time keeping up with all of your nursing certifications?
So I have still my registered nurse license, and then the coaching license is separate. So, like I said, it's called board certified nurse coach. Um, but yeah, you have to do continuing education for the coaching and things like that. But um,
Oh, as
yeah,
well as the nursing,
yeah. Plus,
because
I'm
I
a
know you're required. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Plus, I'm also a certified lactation consultant. So breastfeeding moms and stuff like that. And then I do infant massage instruction. So I teach parents how to massage their babies for wellness and things like that. So lots of
Wow,
lots of irons in the fire.
you have a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's funny, and not the same thing. But when you said baby massage, it made me think. Um, I used in my former life, still kind of my life, but I had a home cleaning business, and we belonged to a chamber of commerce. And there was we had several chiropractors in there,
Hmm.
and they would talk about babies, like infants, and adjustments. And I'm like, you can do that to a baby's body,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
apparently
Yeah.
it's very helpful.
Massage and chiropractic, and you think about colicky babies and all that. A lot of that is alignment or sometimes even like, just gassiness and digestion. And so all of the alignments and things can really help with that. So,
Yeah. Wow. So here you are, you're living your dream.
yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, everybody, we will be right back with more of my conversation with Missy Kirchstein. But first, let's say hi to another great podcast from the Deluxe Edition Network. Take it away, guys.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to Quad Pro Quo. Right now, you are probably thinking to yourself, oh great, another movie podcast. Well, dear listener, you would be right. But throw in a couple of marriages, decades-long friendships, and a shared property line, and you have just another movie podcast with a shitload of drama. Inspired by the iconic quid pro quo scene in Silence of the Lambs, each week one of us will pick a movie. It could be a childhood favorite, a classic film noir, an Academy Award winner, or a complete dumpster fire that brings joy to that person's heart. The selector's objective? To get us to love, or at the very least, not hate their pick. Will our marriages, our friendships, and our neighborhood survive? Find out each Thursday on Quad Pro Quo.
Now, who are your clients primarily? They're primarily women, are they not?
Yeah. So I work mostly with women. I have had a few male clients, but that's it's gone really well, but not my specialty. So like with the area I'm in, it's mostly women and mostly moms. But yeah, a lot of times it's kind of becomes like if the dad, the dad's in the picture, it becomes kind of like a family affair. So that's kind of
So
cool.
you coach the whole family.
Yeah, kind of.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's wellness and it's mindset? Do you practice mindset?
Yeah. So mindfulness, gratitude, just really kind of like the client's the expert on their own life, but sometimes people don't know like the next step. Like they're looking for something more, but they don't know like how to get there. And so just like kind of figuring out their wellness journey is sometimes part of the plan. And like, as a woman, we go through so many things, like becoming a mom. And then, for me, like I'm more midlife now and like thinking about my mom who's older and I'm taking care of her, So yeah, it's just like you take on the caregiver role in so many of aspects of your life, me as the nurse and the coach, but also as the mom, the daughter,
Wife
the
and a
wife.
mother.
Yeah. So I think that's where it kind of comes in. It's kind of like the caring, kindness, gratitude, like all of the stuff rolled into, one program.
Sure. Wow. But you also know a thing or two about kindness,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yep.
Yes, you do. So talk to me a little bit, and I think we got into this a little earlier than I wanted, but we're here now and off we go. There's a group on Facebook called Be Kind SP33.
Yes.
And you have a connection to that group.
Yeah. My cousin who I grew up with, Jessica Martin, and her husband, Joel Martin, started Be Kind SP33 in honor of their son, Sawyer Martin, who unfortunately we lost. It will be 2 years ago in July, and he was my godson. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we lost
I am so
him
sorry.
to suicide. Yeah, very, very difficult.
To suicide. How do you mind if I ask how old he was?
He was 16 at the time. So,
Oh my gosh.
this last week we would have been celebrating his graduation, and so it's been kind of a rough week. But with tragedy comes these opportunities to spread kindness and change the narrative a little bit. So that's kind of where that came from.
Yeah. And so this is a group in, is it Sauk Prairie?
Sauk Prairie, yep.
Okay. Which is in Wisconsin, not far from Madison, I think.
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes from Madison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not too far.
No.
So if any of you out there know Madison, you know the area that we're talking about. And I always think it's so great. Okay, it's not great because a lot of these groups tend to come out of very tragic events. I know there's a one here called the Anoka Kindness Rock Garden that is a memorial to another woman whose daughter committed suicide. There's a group around here that takes therapy dogs into middle schools because the woman who founded the group, her son attempted suicide. Thankfully, he was not successful, but I think it's so important to have these groups out there that remind us to be kind, right?
Yeah.
And in that way, honor those that we've lost.
Right. I was thinking about this earlier, just a simple act of kindness, whether it's, holding the door for somebody or telling them you like their outfit or sending them a text saying, hey, I'm thinking about you, or whatever it is, like, can change the entire outlook of somebody that might be having a bad day. We all have stuff going on and you can't outwardly see it, right? It's like, whatever it is, but just like kindness is king. Like, spreading that is like, we talked about a pandemic. If we made kindness the pandemic, and spreading that around like it's contagious, that is kind of like the attitude we like to think about. So
absolutely, because just a simple kind act might have helped Sawyer hold on for one more day.
Yeah.
And one more day after that.
Yeah, definitely. We just never know.
If somebody had taken the time to say, how are you really?
Yeah. Yep. It's hard to know, like, also like with kids, especially what's going on in their teenage minds. They don't think the process through, all of the time. So
and they're probably not going to open up.
Right. Yeah.
Voluntarily, anyway.
Yeah. So they also have Be Kind Fest coming up. So it's the first Kind Fest annual thing this year, September 28th. So that will be super cool. So another community event spreading kindness. So yeah. So
perfect. Really and this is going to be in that area that we already talked about?
Culver Park. It's in Prairie du Sac. And it's, again, like I said, September 28th from 1 to 7 p.m.
So what do you know what kind of things they're going to do there? Or?
Yeah, they're going to have like all sorts of games, like, a bags tournament and food trucks and food stands and vendor market and like mental health, mental health awareness things. And like, I'm going to have a stand for my coaching business and just lots of community resources available. So I think
So you'll be a featured guest?
Well, I'll have a stand there. I'm like not necessarily a featured guest, but yeah. So, but live music, and I think it's just a way to get the community together and, like spread the be kind kind of word around all of the area communities. So
yeah, because that kind of stuff ripples out.
Yeah. It kind of started with when this all happened. My cousin Jessie, Sawyer's mom, and her friend sat down and they decided, like, how can we spread this word? And they came up with Be Kind yard signs. So those signs you just stick in the yard, and it's like they had the area businesses that have like signs outside, put be kind on their signs. And so like, it's so interesting now to see going to like other communities outside of the Sauk Prairie area have made their own be kind signs with their like school colors and things like that. So it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. And they also just did, since Sawyer would have been graduating and obviously wasn't able to walk across the graduation stage physically, although we know he was there watching. They gave several scholarships away in his name as well. So,
Oh, nice. The
super cool.
group?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Be Kind SP33.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of you're a big kindness person.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that comes through in the work that you do, does it not?
Yeah, I think like, as I said, a caretaker in general, you have to have that kind of in your blood. It's the kindness, it's the caring, it's the understanding, it's the listening, it's compassion, all of that. You can't do a job like I do without having that. And so, yeah.
Oh,
the
for
one
sure.
thing that I do too is monthly, I give away free coaching sessions. So usually, I just announced June 1st, I'm giving away 80 free coaching sessions from June 1st to September. So that was my kind of gift to people to kind of spread the word of coaching itself, and then also just like helping people figure out their wellness journey and my way to keep giving back to my community. So
I think I saw that. Now, were you reaching out to teachers?
So
there was something.
Yesterday I did a podcast specifically for teacher burnout. Recovering educator was the lady, her podcast. But basically, like, that was kind of her plea, is like, we're ending the school year and teachers are feeling really burnt out, and like, how can they rejuvenate and refresh and like look at the next upcoming school year as a more positive thing. So it wasn't necessarily just for the teachers, but it's definitely something that we put out there.
All right.
But it's for anybody that's interested in coaching, or you think you might know somebody. It's just my gift. I love summer. June's my birthday month. So I was like, I'm just going to throw that out there. Let's do it. So
happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks. It's next week.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. My wife's is the 15th.
Oh, mine's the 11th. We have a ton of
All right.
family.
Yeah, she always kind of not grouses. She's a good sport about it. But sometimes it happens to fall on Father's Day.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So she has to share it.
Yeah.
But it's cool. So June 11th, happy birthday to Missy Kirchstein. I got it right that time.
You did.
Perfect. We talk about teachers, but talk about burnout. Holy crap. I think, and in that respect, teachers and nurses have a lot in common, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was, telling you kind of about my nurse journey, but when I took the nurse coach certification, a lot of the other nurses that were in my cohort were nurses who were really burnt out. And you mentioned the pandemic. A lot of it was from the pandemic, especially like hospital nurses and things like that. But yeah, nurses and teachers, I think, suffered probably some of the most burnout in any sort of profession, along with like, EMS and police and things like that. But yeah, definitely. We're losing a lot of nurses.
For sure. Any kind of first responder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But wow. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Mercy. Gosh,
Mercy Missy.
Mercy Missy. Missy Mercy. Missy, it has been so great having you on. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on and talk to a guy who can't seem to talk. And I wish you the best of luck in the greatest success in your business.
Thank you.
We'll have all the links you want in the show notes. And if you're looking for, whether you're a mom or an educator or a nurse and you just need to figure out the way, Missy's your gal.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so incredibly welcome. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Such a great program with Missy Kirchstein. Second time doing a podcast. I think she did a great job. Can we get a little applause there for Missy? Nice job, Missy. I think there are so many lessons that we can take from this episode. For example, if you have a dream, go for it. Go for it and make that dream a reality. And maybe it turns out it's not the dream that you wanted. That's okay. Get a new dream and go for that too. And second, as always, this is the Kindness Matters podcast. Don't forget to be kind, because a simple act of kindness really could literally save a life. So great episode all the way around. I love that. I hope you were able to take something from that episode and make it your own. And that will do it for this episode of the Kindness Matters podcast. We will be back again next week, as always. But of course, until then, be that person who roots for others, who tells a stranger they look amazing, and encourages others to believe in themselves and their dreams. You've been listening to the Kindness Matters podcast. I am your host, Mike Rathbun. Have a fantastic week.